everyone. Hi. Hey. Second day live. Let me know where you're dialing in from. I think the sound's all good. Hi, my love. Hi, Tanisha. How are you? How you doing? I'm good, thank you. I'm good. All good today. Feeling good. I'm well. I'm good, yeah. I'm really well actually, thank you. Hello. Hi. Atlanta. Yes, I think I remember you saying that last time actually. And I say every time that I want to visit Atlanta. Made it to the live on time. It's a bit earlier today. Yesterday I was on at 6:30, which was a little bit later for me. So glad you can make it. Canada, not somewhere I visited. Definitely want to go. From Mississippi, amazing. Hey, Lamora. Hi, my love. I forgot to say in the community actually that I was going live. Yeah, I forgot to mention it, but thank you for coming in. From New Jersey. Hi, Denise. I'm sure that's Denise, isn't it? Yes, I'm sure it is. Good and well. How are you? Wagwan. Oh, hello. Birmingham, nice. Love seeing my UK people here as well. Florida. Okay, awesome. So thank you guys for coming. I was live yesterday and we were chatting so much, and I think I might have missed a few questions at the end. And I know that these lives are probably most useful to you when it's a bit more of a Q&A style. So that's what we're doing today. I'm here for around 30 to 45 minutes. I have to be strict on it today. But I'm just here to kind of answer questions. I did put a topic in around selling digital products without social media. I just think that this is such an important area that I want you guys to have as much clarity on as possible, because yes, social media is great for sales. Sorry, I'm just fixing my mic arm so you can hear me. Hopefully the sound's good. Yes, social media is great for sales. Yes, some people use Instagram, some people use TikTok to sell their digital products and are very successful with it. Others, most people actually just find it very, very draining. They burn out very quickly, even when buying these courses and stuff that show you how to do it, and actually doesn't feel very sustainable. So if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I talk a lot about Pinterest. I've got or I'm planning to record a lot more content around how to sell digital products on YouTube as well, which isn't really a social media. It's more of an entertainment platform, and it works so much differently to the other social media platforms. Primarily that you don't need to post often. You see me, I don't really post that often, maybe 2 videos. I've got loads of shorts that I just don't schedule because I just don't have time. But I'm still able to make a full-time income just selling digital products on YouTube. Not to mention the new community that I've launched, not to mention the brand deals that I get. Just my digital product sales on YouTube is enough for me to have a full-time income, right? And so I really don't subscribe to having to post on social media. And if that's something that you've always struggled with, just drop your questions in this live and I'm happy to go through and help you guys. Oh, thank you, my love. Yeah, just moving at 100 miles an hour. That's always me. Tennessee, hello. Oh, thank you. Honestly, it's just day 2 of the community. And I cried yesterday. I was so overwhelmed yesterday, but in a good way. You know, when like I honestly was like, I haven't been this happy since my wedding. And I was saying to my husband, like, this has been such a long time coming, and there's so much more to go and so much to learn as a community owner. This is my first time, so some of you have to bear with me, but it's such a beautiful vibe already and I'm just so happy with it. Hello, where in Nigeria? Tell me. From Jamaica. Yes, where in Jamaica? Tell me. TikTok is crazy. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? The thing And I can talk a bit about, if you're on TikTok and you're on Instagram, I can talk a bit about that and give you some tips. If you're already, there's someone in my membership was saying actually that she's already committed to Instagram. She's already posting 2 reels a day and she kind of feels like she wants to see it out. And I get it, because you should give everything 90 days before you write it off. When I was on TikTok, I say when I was on, I'm still on TikTok. When I was posting actively on TikTok, what I found was that it was very hard to grow to 1,000 followers, which is what you need to start. I think you can go live earlier than that, but at the time I was doing it, you needed 1,000 followers to go live, and you needed 1,000 followers to put your link in your bio. So before you get 1,000 followers, you're just posting for fun. Which I don't think any of us are here to do, because it's very time consuming unless you want to be a very low paid influencer. And so with TikTok, you don't really, or you can, but the key to getting growth is posting multiple times a day. And yes, some of those can just be a video with some text on top. You don't have to talk in every single video, but you have to talk in enough of them for it to be draining. So I found with TikTok, you can grow faster than Instagram, but your growth is kind of a bit empty because those first 1,000 followers, you can't monetize anyway. And then when you do get enough to monetize, a lot of it relies on lives. Okay, some people might be selling from their TikTok videos, but most people I know were selling the majority of their products through lives. And you see me here on live, I do enjoy lives, but because I want to be live, not because I feel like I have to be live. And what that means then is that you've just got another job. Like, you've just literally signed up for another job, which is draining. And even if you are making money from it, is it worth the time that you're putting in? So that's some of the challenges that you have with TikTok. Instagram, though, yes, the growth is a bit slower. It has taken me a long time to go on Instagram, but because you've got automations and because generally the audience interacting on Instagram usually are slightly older, slightly more, have a slightly higher disposable income, I do find that you get more sales from Instagram versus TikTok. Okay, both of these pale in comparison to YouTube and Pinterest. But if you are on social media, it's worth keeping that in mind. So I'm getting a lot faster with recording and editing. I'm thinking about switching from TikTok to YouTube. And the thing is, I recommend focusing on one, but if you really can't make up your mind, you can use both, and you can use an app called Repurpose.io, which will automatically repurpose your videos from one to another. So if you're on TikTok right now and you're getting some traction, use Repurpose.io, even if you use the free trial for 2 weeks. And it will automatically post your videos on YouTube. And that's what I was doing in the early days. Before I started like going all in on YouTube, I was just reposting my TikToks to YouTube, and I was still able to start growing slowly through YouTube Shorts. But it's very possible. So I would do that. And that also prevents you from making tons of new content. And you can also repurpose to to Pinterest as well. So that's where I would start. But there's nothing like long form YouTube videos. It takes a bit longer to record. You have seen me frustrated when I've recorded like 3 videos and my mic's off, but that's a me problem. And so what long form content gives you is way more trust, and you're able to build a community. I don't know if you can hear that. It's really windy here. Really windy. You're able to build a community, and with a community, that is where you get customers that buy repeatedly from you, right? Because they trust you and you're delivering results. And so you're not constantly having to go out and find new customers. So that's really important as well. So on YouTube, I've been sending 3 to 4 emails a week. That's a good amount. I would make sure that you've got nurturing aspects of that email. So you're not always selling in your emails. But when it comes time to launch, if you're on my email list, you know the last 5 days I've just been selling. So when it comes time to sell, go for it. Like, sell something. If you're going to sell something. But make sure you've warmed your audience up. Make sure you've been sending them valuable emails for at least, I'd say, a month before you start a sales sequence. 1 video a week is really, really good. So I would say stay consistent and try to make sure your content is really tapping into problems that you know your audience are suffering with and giving them mini solutions. You don't need to give away your whole product, but give them knowledge, give them value, and give them mini solutions. Abuja, lovely. Not been, of course, but going, hopefully. So yeah, 76 members. I'm so happy with that, honestly. My my goal for this launch, and the thing is, with a membership, I will keep relaunching it. Like, I will relaunch it again in a few months. I will probably do a workshop. It will never be at the price it's at now, though, guys. By the time it gets to the next launch, it will be $49 at the minimum. And I'm benchmarking that across other communities that charge way more and have way less, because I've been in there and had a look. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I said 50 for the launch. It's only day 2. We've got 76, which I'm so happy with. St Anne. My family's from St Anne. We're from Stairtown in St Anne. From Lagos. My Pinterest has 26. That's really good. Excuse me. That's really good. Yeah. Okay, so from Jan to now, that's quite a long time. I think you need a Pinterest audit. I think I need to look at your Pinterest and understand exactly what type of content you're posting. It's my mum. What type of content you're posting, what kind of SEO keywords you're using, how your pins actually look, are they appealing enough, and what type of CTAs you're using. So those would be the things that I would be looking at in your audit. From Jan to now, you should be getting sales. So there's definitely some refinements that we can make to your Pinterest strategy. So you can either come into my membership and I can give you that audit. You can also try Pin Perfection. I get so many compliments about that, helping people to really level up their pins. Okay. But please check out those things that I just mentioned, and also benchmark yourself against competitors. This is something you can do yourself. Download the keywords everywhere. I talk about it in my my Pinterest video where it's like how I 10 times my sales, blah, blah, blah. I talk about a free extension called Keywords Everywhere. And what it does, it shows you, in fact, let me just show you it now. Actually. Show, don't tell. They always say, don't tell someone something that you could show them. So let me just pick any niche. I'm actually going to pick the menopause niche because I had a student. I've just come off a coaching call with a student on this niche. So we're just going to use this niche. Okay. So what you would do, we present. Okay, so I'm in Pinterest. I've just typed in whatever niche I'm looking at. So you would type in your own, and then you would scroll down. If you've got this it's a free extension. It's called Keywords Everywhere, and it will show you the pins that are getting the most traction. So we were looking at this earlier, my student and I, and there was a pin that had like 2,000. Yeah, here we go. 1,756 saves. Obviously, it can't show you the sales, but if that is getting saves, then that is probably getting sales, right? And you can keep going through. Like this one's got 828. This one's got 387. So you look at these pins, you observe, okay, what are they doing? Okay, so they're looking at symptoms. It's more of an infographic. Maybe I should try some of that, even though their description's pretty pants. That's not good. That's not a good description at all. Let me go on this one. So this one, 13 tips, highly valuable. This is probably going through to a blog page, right? Go and see for yourself. You see, that's a CTA. It's telling me, look, see for yourself. Go and have a look. And that's what you need, right? So I would also do that kind of research as a first step, right? So you definitely need some refinements to your Pinterest strategy. Have a look at those. And if you want my personal review, come into the community. I can't relate to short form content. And that's the thing with short form content, there's nothing wrong with it, but you're going to attract people, and I've said this before, you're going to attract people that are literally just wasting time. People are just wasting their life. And I do it. So like we're just scrolling through for purely entertainment reasons. We are not really looking to digest anything. We're certainly not looking to be educated. We're literally just doing it for escapism, especially common on Instagram and TikTok, but with TikTok it's a little bit more search optimized, so I give it that. With Instagram, it's literally just a doom scroll, and so you'll find it will take a lot to break through and actually get someone's attention. And most of the time, they're not ready to take action. Then, if you've ever been on Instagram, you save something, you're like, oh, this looks good, I'm going to come back to it, and you never do. But with YouTube, you're usually looking for some sort of tutorial, some sort of how to. You're ready in that moment to sit down, listen, and take action. There's so many people that come into my world from my video. Oh, someone just joined my membership. There's some people that come into my world from my Pinterest video because they found it, they sat down, and they took the time to go through it, right? You don't get that on Instagram. You just don't. So it's a complete different type of human psyche that you're tapping into from a buyer perspective. Now it's 80. Oh, yeah. It's just, yeah, I'm so grateful for it. Hello. You're welcome. Oh, okay. You finished your adjusted ebook, started posting content, over 50 DMs for more info, but no sales. So where are you posting your content? Um, when you say more info, what are you then giving them? Like, so when they DM you and say they want more info, what info do you give them? Do you send them to a freebie? Do you send them to a YouTube video? You need to analyze the type of bridging content that you've got. Is it valuable enough? When you give them that info, do they think, oh wow, they're credible, they're going to be able to help me solve my problem? Okay. And sometimes it's just small adjustments. Maybe it's just small adjustments in tone or framing or CTAs. You've also got to remember 50 DMs isn't actually a critical mass. Usually conversion rates, living in London for you. Usually conversion rates are around 1%. So just think about that as well. So just keep going, but also analyze the type of content that you're sending back after people have asked for more info, because they've already expressed interest. So it's now kind of on you and your comms to be able to convert them. But keep going. I'm really proud of you for doing that and getting it done. Will you keep the doors open? Yes, the doors will stay open. Today is the last day. It is $27. It will then go to $33, which is still a steal. Will not be extending the promotional time that is set in stone. After that, it will stay for $33 for a little while, and then it will go up again. But I'll decide when. I did in fact reach my goal of a rounded out product by Tuesday. Yes, you did. Well done. Kitty, where are you? What's your name in the community? You don't have to tell me here. Send me a DM because I know you were wondering what to start with when you jump in the community. So I hope you've got that. I just created a free offer and paid 5-day challenge. After stalling, I'm finally ready to launch my new online biz. How should I start with the traffic that I have? We'd love to know what your free offer is. You should start driving traffic to your free offer, to your freebie. That was what I would do. I mean, you could also drive it to your paid challenge as well. But the first thing to do would be to get people to download your freebie. On the last page of your free offer, you should have some sort of call to action for them to go and check out your paid offer, because the two should really fit so well together that it's almost as if I'm your customer and I get to the end of your free offer, I should have no other thought but now I need the next step. What else has she got? Okay, because she's already solved a mini problem for me. So what else has she got? How else can I work with her? How else can I, continue to purchase with her? So that would be what I would do. If your 5-day challenge is a low ticket product, anything below $50, you can start directing traffic there as well. But you need a marketing strategy. So I would start with Pinterest, but it really depends on your product. I need more info. Can you explain how to get started on YouTube? Do I make videos where I'm talking, especially about my product? Also, I'm on Pinterest set up pins, but I'm not sure what to do next. So the best way to get started on YouTube, but I've mentioned this before. So do all your admin stuff, set up your profile, do your channel banner, put your channel info, do all your tags. ChatGPT can tell you all of that, right? So your YouTube channel is ready. It's ready to post a video. The first thing I would do is take a step back for 5 days or so. I would go and find other videos in your niche that are performing well. What do I mean right by that? Again, let me show you. Show, not tell. So if I was brand new, let me just go onto YouTube. If I was brand new and let me choose a different niche, because sometimes people think this only works in the wealth niche. So let's say I'm a beauty business and I'm going to sell a skincare guide. Skincare. So I would search my niche. I would start with skincare, but if you had something more specific, let's say you had natural skincare, maybe I'll use that one instead. Skincare. So what I would do is I would search this and I would go through all the videos and I would find what we call outlier videos. Now I have got an extension. It's called vidIQ. I pay $19 a month. I'm not an affiliate, but it works really well because straight away, as soon as I see that red dot, I basically know straight away that that is an outlier video. What do I mean by that? That is a video that whatever that creator is normally getting in terms of views, it's done better than that. So let's say most of my videos get 5K, and then suddenly I do a video that's got 50K views, right? That is an outlier. And basically, you want to put your own spin on that video. Now, if you don't have vidIQ, it's fine. Just do the math yourself. So this has got 93K views. That's probably before she had 3.45. Let's go to another one. Okay, so this is a good example. This person has got 29K views on this video, but has only got 10,000 subscribers. So this video has done better than her norm. As long as the video has got more views than their subscribers, it's an outlier video. I would make a list of probably 30 would be good, but start with 10. And I would then try not to spend too much time watching a video because you don't want to copy the video, but you essentially want to make a very similar video, like a very similar title, a very similar thumbnail. And this is what everybody does. I said this in another live. Think Media. You guys must know who Think Media is. Think Media. Very big channel. How many followers they got? 3.3 million subscribers. I see them do this all the time, where they will find other videos in their niche. They will make a very similar video, put their own spin on it, and it blows up. Okay, so that is what I would do first. Oh, you guys can't see my thing. Oh, you guys can't see my thing. Shit, I'm saying the wrong thing. Hold on. Sorry. Stop screen. Okay, sorry. I'm showing my Pinterest. I meant to share YouTube. Okay, so I was showing Think Media, right? 3.3 million. They do this all the time. They do it all the time. Don't take my word for it. Have a look yourself. But back to the natural skincare example that I was giving. So this video has 29K views, only 10K subscribers. This is an outlier video. So if I was wanting to do stuff about natural skincare, I would watch this video, not all of it, maybe. I would just get a little view of what the video is about, and then I would make my own version of it. And do that for your first 10, 20, 30 posts. That's how you're going to start making content that is already proven. It's already proven to be good. And then as you go through that, you start to get your own ideas and you start to find your own style. So that's what I would do. I now have 5 ebooks up. That's a lot of ebooks, 3 of which are sale, 2 are free. Okay. 1 free ebook is a free preview for one I put up for sale or not just a weekend. Okay. I mean, that's a good start. That is a good start. That is a good start. I don't know about having your freebie as a preview of your paid ebook. It's fine for now, but I would have a different product as your freebie, something that solves a related problem to your ebook. That's what I would do. But this is a good start, so well done. I know you hate TikTok, but that's where the content I sent a script with. Yeah, I don't hate TikTok. TikTok gave me my start. And if you enjoy it, do it. It's just high, it's high energy. So if you think that you can maintain the energy on TikTok, then do it. But repurpose your videos, repurpose them on YouTube. Do you recommend using TikTok to promote this channel compared to Pinterest? Pinterest. Pinterest. It's more SEO optimized on Pinterest, right? So you're not having to post every single day. All you have to do is optimize your content with the right keywords. So when people are actually searching for the content related to your product, they find you. You can do keyword optimization on TikTok as well. It's not as effective, but it does work. So maybe do them both and see which one you prefer. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, short tips for the books, yeah, but also like what are the problems, why are people what are some of the triggers that people are suffering with that are impacting their mental health? Think about that and then literally talk about what those triggers are and what solutions you have inside your ebook. That's what I would do. I would give some practical advice and then I would say, do you know what? If you want more content like this, I've written a whole ebook about it. That's the approach that I would take. Okay. All right. I'll look out for you, Kitty. Hi, Jane. Those who blow up on Instagram, I don't think they all have anything particular in common. And I'm not saying it's not possible. What I would say is people that blow up on Instagram tend to either have platforms elsewhere that they're driving people to their Instagram, or they've just got lucky. That happens as well. A lot of people that were on Instagram in the earlier days obviously benefited from having higher views, already having followers, which helps them to grow more. And there's some people that are just great at Instagram. They just make really aesthetic content. They know how to sell. They've got great digital marketing skills, and it just works for them. So like try it. I probably will try Instagram again in the future, but what I would say is generally having a social media strategy doesn't allow you to have a business which is search optimized, right? So you will always have to post. This happens with even your biggest creators. You hear them say it all the time. If I stop posting, my money dries up, literally. And it's also even like Alex Hormozy, he says this, like he spends $500,000 every month on an agency because they need support. So while social media can have massive impact on your business, it also takes a toll on the time that you need to spend on it as well to sustain it. Okay. What's your target audience, my love? Because a lot of the time, there is high overlap between a lot of these different platforms. Not so much TikTok, actually. TikTok has quite a unique audience. Who's at the door? I'll be 2 seconds. Yeah, sorry. TikTok has quite a unique audience, I would say. Some people that are on TikTok aren't on Instagram, but you're also going to get a lot of overlap. So find the platform where you're most comfortable creating, and also based on your research where your audience is in the highest volume. So if you were going for a really young audience, I might say TikTok is perfect for you because you probably won't find that same audience on Instagram. And especially if you're going for a young male audience, you probably won't find that on Pinterest either. Great to see you live. Oh, that's amazing. Wonderful. Well done. Well done. Massive congrats. Amazing. Yeah, we'd love to have you there. When you say really low, how low? I think there's nothing wrong with having your first product around $7, $9, at the very lowest $5, but that would be a very basic digital product. Anything lower than that is quite low, but then some people do this tactically, right? I have a $3.99 product. I'm not making any profit on that product. The only reason I have that product is to upsell people on the actual page. If you scroll down, there's an upsell, right? That's the only reason. And most people upsell. So it depends on your strategy. But it's not bad to price your product too low, but just keep in mind that does have an impact on the perceived quality. So if you're going for a premium, high quality product, high quality audience, then price it accordingly. I think you're in the membership, my love, and I definitely have a module on pricing, right? So that will help. To make my first $1 on YouTube. Is it $1? Is that how much you're charging? I mean, some people do like $1 or $2 products instead of a freebie. So you could do that, but just keep in mind it needs to upsell to another product. You can't just sell $1 or $2 product on its own unless you're just doing it to build an audience for your main product when you launch it. Yeah, I love beacons. Really good. Yeah, beacons is great, especially when you're starting. It's been my recommendation for a while. I still maintain it. I will say though that if you want to use Pinterest to its maximum potential, which includes blog posts, you are better off at some point investing into your own website. The fastest and cheapest way to do that is through Hostinger, but there's also other options like Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, lots of different options. But yeah, having your own website will just give you a little bit more flexibility, and also it's slightly more professional as well. So I would graduate to that as soon as you're ready. Yeah, you can do faceless YouTube. You can do like voiceover videos. You can do AI avatar videos. You can even just do demonstrations. This is actually a TikTok page. There's a great stationery page on TikTok where she never shows her face. She just shows you like using her. It's digital stationery, digital planners. Sorry. She just only shows using her planners. Never her face. I know I said like TikTok is not amazing, but I think she does very, very well. So you just need to have like, you need to make it quite aesthetic. It needs to feel quite premium, and then slowly work on your confidence on coming on camera, even if it just starts with your voice, even if you're just using your voice in your voiceovers. And the reason I say this is because even though this whole business can be done faceless, with the rise of AI, faceless content is just feeling more and more impersonal. People are craving connections with the people that they're buying from. They want to know who you are, what your story is, okay? And so work your way up slowly to be able to have a hybrid approach where maybe sometimes you are showing your face and sometimes you're not. That would be the way that you're going to see the most benefit, and grow your business the fastest. Oh, amazing. Amazing. I'm going to take a little screenshot of that. We love the social proof, guys. This is another tip. Whenever anybody gives you any positive feedback about your products, screenshot it, because you can use that on your in your marketing to really, share the impact that your products are having. Thank you, Dawn. Write that in the community so I can take another screenshot there. I was in the creating loop. Multiple products because of lack of mindset. Hmm. I mean, you guys know if you've watched any of my videos, I always say focus on one product, because the reason I say this is because it takes a lot of energy to just keep creating. And then what you do, you just stick to creating because this is what you're comfortable with, right? You never learn the marketing skills, which means you're never quite able to sell your digital products properly. And so you never make sales. And so you don't make momentum or progress. And so eventually you give up. So that's the reason why I say start with one product, really understand how to sell it, because once you nail those skills, you can then sell any of your follow-up products. It depends on the specific type of product though. If you feel like you need 2 to 3 for it to be really profitable, put them together into a bundle. I think you're inside the group, and put them together in the bundle is what I teach in the build phase. That is going to help give you enough profit. And it's also going to help you increase your income because the product becomes more valuable. You can charge more for it. Okay, so that's what I would do. If you really want to create a bundle with 3 or 4 different types of products, put them all together and sell it as one offer and one solution. It's not my, yeah. A lot of people are talking about Substack. I haven't used this one. I do need to do some research into it. Yeah. I mean, with TikTok, the thing is, it is very social, right? So people comment more freely, people like more freely. So there's nothing wrong with building a community there. It's just the action. To get people to take action is more difficult on your normal videos. You do have to kind of default, or I have found in my experience that defaulting to a live strategy is where you start to see sales, because that's when people actually build connection with you. But it's very unsustainable, right? So unless you have incredibly engaging TikTok content where people can build relationships and community with you straight away, then I think you might be okay in selling on just TikTok. But I would maybe just test it out, repurpose your videos to YouTube, do some YouTube content, test them against each other, and see which one you're going to you prefer creating on. That's a big one, by the way, guys. It's not just about the sales; it's about the platform that you feel the most comfortable on, because that's how you're going to be consistent. Oh, with the film of making my first dollar on. Yeah, okay. If you've got a theme about it, then great. And if 1,000 people buy your $1 product, you're great, right? So it makes sense in context. But I would still have an upsell on that page. When they buy that $1 product, give them something else, give them a masterclass, give them an ebook, give them something that's at least $27 so you can increase your profit. Yeah. And you guys, I keep saying you guys saw, you probably didn't, but like I have a video on blogging. Blogging is one of these old school ways to make money online. Before people were like social media influencers, they were bloggers. That's where the whole term vlogger comes in, right? And I get a pushback from some people that are like, oh, blogging's dead, Google's dead. It's all about AI. But AI is recommending blogs. It does it to me all the time. It recommends content. And then when you click through to it, you find more information. Or AI is scanning blogs, scanning pages online to give you the answer to things. And so you can actually optimize your blogs in a way that they can get recommended by AI. It's something that I'm like rapidly learning now, so I can show you guys how to do this in a YouTube video very soon. And they are very loyal. So are YouTube followers, extremely, extremely supportive. And they just watch your stuff. They just continue to support you. College students. Okay, so you've got a young audience. Mm, yeah, a young audience. I can't lie. TikTok is a great place to be. It is a great place to be for Gen Z. Yeah. Oh, this is a good question. So I've been doing some research this. I don't do any AI content right now. I have thought about it. The way I interpret it is that if you still have some originality to your content, then you won't be affected. So if you're just using AI avatars and you're not changing the voice, and let's face it, a lot of these AI content looks the same, then YouTube is going to demonetize your content. But if you actually make it unique, i.e., use your own voice, or um I saw someone else saying like use very, very unique characters, even if you like put your own branding on them or something, then there is ways around it. So watch this space. We'll see how this develops. Oh, thank you. It's a dress. It's a dress. It's a bit low cut, so I put a top on underneath. But it's look at the arms. um, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, exactly. You can just get stuck creating, and then before you know it, you've got 20 products, you've got no idea how to sell them, and that's what I don't want for you. Yeah. And Ayanda's very good at TikTok content. Some people just have a natural affinity for content, and so they do better on any platform, right? Whether it's TikTok or whether it's Instagram. But again, it's just like that consistency and also reaching people at a point and they're ready to purchase. When I'm scrolling on TikTok in bed at 10 p.m., I'm not ready to purchase. I'm not going to get up and go and get my purse and put my credit card details in. I'm just not going to do it. I might save the video and I may come back to it or I may not. But when I'm sitting down ready to learn something on YouTube and I really want to learn something and I trust the person that's talking about it and I've watched a couple of their videos, yes, I'm going to go get my credit card out because I want to buy that because I want to learn it. So it's also just tapping into people in a different mindset. And it could even be the same person. Like you could have found me on TikTok last night and I didn't buy from you, but I did in YouTube because I was searching for the content and I was primed to consume it in that moment and then take action. It's a great point, Ayanda. Yeah. 1 million views on a video on TikTok. That's happened. I can't tell you how many influencers that is happening to. I promise you, if they haven't got an offer or they haven't got a digital product, or some of them get brand deals, but I can get a brand deal and I've got 16K YouTube subscribers. You got 1 million followers, and so it's just not. I mean, views. It's not just about the views. It's intentional. What does that view actually mean to you? Yeah, you were with me in my TikTok days, so for lushes. You were with me in my TikTok days. Repurpose your TikTok content on YouTube. That's the first step. And once you start getting views, you'll feel more encouraged. Yeah, there we go. And listen, obviously, Ayanda already had an audience, but when you disappear from YouTube, your audience forgets about you. Even your own subscribers don't see all of your videos. Okay. So again, it goes back to the credibility and the presence of being on a platform like YouTube over other platforms. And ideally, yes, you would be in every platform and you can make sales from every single one, but you only have a finite amount of energy. And that's why I really want you to focus it on the channels that are actually bringing sales into your business. When I started on YouTube and I started getting sales, and I was like, what? I had like 50 subscribers, and I still love TikTok. If you saw my live a few weeks ago, I played a video where I was really upset with TikTok because there was like scammers trying to, or they were like replicating my page, like making pages that were exactly my page, stealing all of my content and then trying to scam my followers. And I was really, really upset with it. And that's when I started running YouTube. But I wanted to go back to TikTok because I still enjoyed it. But then when the sales started coming through from YouTube and I had a fraction of the followers that I did on TikTok, I just knew straight away that like this is where I was going to put my time because this is where I was seeing the most results. Careful about the voice cloning. I think you have to be careful with the new YouTube rules coming in about AI. Cloning your own voice is better than using standard AI clones. I don't work for YouTube, so you can't take my word for gospel on this policy, guys. But I think if you can use your own voice, which you can do with 11 Labs, that will be better. How long does it take to grow an email list? I mean, $1 million question. Depends on the quality of your freebie and your content. If you've got a really high quality freebie that people want, like all you have to do is mention it. People are like, yeah, I'm putting my email in, I want that. Then your email list is going to grow quickly. Same like if you invest in ads, your email list is going to grow really quickly. But if you have a freebie that you haven't quite thought through, isn't strategic, people don't want it because they can just go to AI and get the information, then your list is going to grow really, really slowly. So I would focus more of your energy on making sure that your lead magnet is really strong, it's really well connected to your product, and your Pinterest is massively SEO optimized. That's what I would focus on. Yeah, there's a lot of affiliate marketing. I mean, some people are really successful. It depends what you're affiliating for. But it is true. Threads is another one. I really liked Threads when I jumped on it, and now like I can't open it without seeing someone crying about a digital marketing course. It's just like, no, not for me. Hooks, yes, hooks do make a difference. Hooks do make a difference. Don't just reuse the ones that you see people like 5 hooks for your video, 3 things I wish I knew. I mean, sometimes that does work, but like basically all a hook is you getting someone's attention in the first 10 seconds of your video, or even earlier than that, really the first 2 seconds of your video. And I was saying this to the coaching call client that I just came off. Let's say you want to open with a story. You want to tell a story that leads to your freebie or your product, whatever. Don't start with, I was 15 and I went to the shop and I picked up these sweets and they had loads of glucose in it. And like, don't start with that. Start with the actual thing. Like, I was diagnosed with diabetes at 19. Can you believe it? This is the reason why. I'm not saying anyone will be, right? I'm just using a very random example. Start with the thing. Start with the thing that people want to know, or start with a pain point. Have you ever struggled with? If you're struggling with, if you're going through this, or start with the thing that they want to know. If you want to learn how to sell digital products, I'm going to tell you in this video. Like, it's a very simple hook, but if you want to learn, you're going to stay, right? So don't overthink the hook, but it needs to be like, start with the most juiciest thing that you can and then work backwards from there. That would be what I would say about hooks. This is not my framework at all. I follow a guy called Callaway on YouTube, and he has the most amazing advice when it comes to hooks. And I built a framework based on his YouTube video. I will share it in the community with the caveat that like this is based on him, but like he's amazing and he creates amazing content. And so I model my hooks off him. You can create, yeah, I talked about faceless already. Hopefully I answered that question. You can, but just build up to a hybrid one, a hybrid channel. That's what I would say. Start with faceless, use your own voice, but build up to a hybrid channel. If you want a sustainable brand, that there kind of needs to be something that people resonate with and connect with. In the world of AI, it's so impersonal now that people are just craving actual real people to connect with. Not marketed. Oh, amazing. I'm so glad you found me. I would start off with my how to market digital products. It's literally free. I'll start with that video. It's one of my best performing videos. I literally break down all the different ways that you can market your digital product. But here's the long and short of it, guys. As someone that has learned how to market a digital product, as someone that has, if you don't know, my 9 to 5 was in advertising agencies and marketing. I've worked in marketing for 16 years. I have a degree in marketing. I feel like I can talk about marketing with a lot of credibility. If you just reduce it to the fact that the only thing that you are trying to achieve with your marketing is to create desire. Okay, so you just want people to desire your product, want your product. And so there's obviously a lot of different ways you can do that, but the most effective one is to tap into the reason they want your product, which is often the problem, the pain point. Why do they want this product? What are they going through? Tap into that and talk about how your product can be the solution. Okay, but it's not like I have an app that's got 3 different things in it. No, I have a solution that's going to help you manage your money. This is what it looks like. All right, so talk about what your product actually delivers rather than the features of the product itself. I hope that makes sense. Laughing at your friend for not making a sale. Who? Who did I laugh at for not making a sale? Not sure who you mean there. Yeah, LinkedIn is great, especially if you're going for professional, if you're going for a professional audience or you're going for any kind of audience that is B2B or corporate, LinkedIn is really, really good. SaaS products, love SaaS products. The only thing I would say with SaaS, depending on what level of SaaS, you need a bit of investment in order to build the systems to sell SaaS products because they're obviously very high cost. So if you're building like a solution for a business, you need either somebody that's really technical and really understands the ins and outs of how to build a product that can scale at the level of enterprise, an enterprise level, or you need proof of how you've delivered that for other businesses um, going through the same kind of pain points, right? Because a business investment is very different from a personal investment. It's not just about the emotions, it's about the numbers, it's about the conversion rates. Do they stack up? And so that's the only thing that I would keep in mind there. I'm finishing up my first digital product guide for mums who want to plan their child parties. Yeah, yeah, mums on Pinterest is amazing. It's and I know that party planning is one of the most searched niches on Pinterest. You can go into, I don't have time to show, but you can go into Pinterest trends and you can see all of the trending terms. And I know that party planning comes up a lot, as does wedding planning, as does recipes. So I think Pinterest could be a really good platform for you. I don't know what you mean, Nina. I'm laughing because I have had that same thing where I've had millions of views and not made any sales. So, yeah. Um, yeah. And I think the thing with high ticket, right? High ticket is something that you can introduce into your funnel. So I'm not saying don't ever have a high ticket um I'm not saying don't ever have a high ticket offer, right? Having a high ticket offer is excellent, especially when you already have results that you can share. If you're going to sell something for 997, then you should be able to show people what results you've given somebody else. And if you already have that social proof and you already have those testimonials from the work that you've done, then introduce a high ticket. My challenge around that is just selling a high ticket when you're a beginner is a trap, right? Because it's so hard to make sales. You spend all your time on sales calls and it's really draining. And so you have to work so hard to get that one sale. If you've been on 30 sales calls and you've only made one sale of 1997, it's probably not a good use of your time. When you have low ticket products, people almost through that first purchase, they build trust in you. And so you might still get on a sales call, but that person is usually ready to buy. Or you might not even get on a sales call. You might just do something like a webinar. So a high ticket product has its place, but later on in your business journey, after you've already established an audience, you've already established credibility, and you can provide lots of social proof. Alex Hormozy, I know, says this a lot. Don't sell to the poor. That man has been selling for a long time. He's a very successful business owner, right? And he has tons and tons of personal brand credibility and proof that he can tap into. So for his place in his business, that's the perfect thing for him. But you just starting out, it's completely different. And so that is why I say don't start off trying to sell something like a 997 course. If you can't sell a $9 product yet, that's where you should be focused on. Do you need to have a blog? You don't need to have a blog, but it is useful because Pinterest works really well when you can send people to a blog, give them more information, and from there they can then purchase your digital product. Yeah, I've heard this before. I honestly don't know. PayPal and Stripe are the main payment processors. I'd say it's more challenging to create a digital store in countries where there aren't that, but I'm sure it's not impossible. So I'm sure you've probably already done the research, you've already checked out AIs, but see if you can find any other business owners in your region that you can talk to about this. But I only know Stripe and PayPal. I thought that Score was an independent payment processor, but it also uses Stripe. So there probably are others, but none that I can attest to. Yeah, it is a high maintenance platform. I mean, with TikTok, Ayanda's very good at TikTok. You need to your hooks need to be on point because you need to capture someone's attention straight away. It might even be that you use a visual hook. I used to use like a cup. I used to use a cup quite a lot to get people's attention, or lip gloss, or you have to do something in that first 2 seconds to really get people's attention on TikTok, even more so than on YouTube. So I would say work if you want to stay on TikTok, work on that first. Work on being able to capture people's attention quickly. And TikTok works really good with spoken content as well. So a lot of people that have blew up on TikTok, they've literally just been talking, sharing their stories, and also doing stuff like trending videos. That this is not my recommendation at all, but if you want to succeed on TikTok, look at what's trending, look at what is in like the what's the thing they call creator search insights, see what videos are trending and see if you can make similar videos for your niche. My membership is $27 only to the end of $27 a month, sorry, only to the end of today, and then it goes up. The link is in the description. Okay, so it looks like we've answered all of the questions. I know we didn't focus specifically on marketing without social media, but we did kind of touch on it. So I just want to leave you with a few kind of final thoughts. The first thing that you need to do is figure out where your audience are. Okay, so if you've got something like this lovely member here, if you're targeting students, you're targeting a really young audience, and you know that shadow of a doubt they spend most of their time on TikTok, then yes, go with the platform that they spend the most time on. But make sure you're doing things like search engine optimizing. I didn't touch on this, but make sure you're linking directly through to a checkout page. So something on TikTok where you have no automations like you do on Instagram. And when you click your link, I don't want to see you going through to a beacons page with 5 or 6 different products. It's overwhelmed. If people do not know what to choose, they will choose nothing. And they usually make that decision very, very quickly, right? So if you're going to stay on TikTok and you're going to use the link in bio, please link directly through to your checkout page. Like the page I can put my credit card details in and buy your product. So that's really important, and really focus on being able to capture people's attention in the first 2 to 3 seconds. Try out lives. That's how I was making most of my sales on TikTok. However, if you don't have an audience that are exclusively on social media, opt for more search-based platforms. It means that you're going to interact with people when they're actually looking for your content, ready to digest your content, and ready to take action off of your content. Pinterest is really good for driving traffic, especially in niches that aren't exclusively male, because Pinterest is more female orientated. YouTube is very good for community. This is where you will build, even if it's a small community of people that support you, people that buy from you multiple times, people that give you testimonials like you saw in this live. So using the both of them together is where you're going to get a real complete search engine optimized strategy. And then you can throw in things like blogging as well as a bonus. So I hope that that is helpful. And I will pop here tomorrow. I will do another live tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m., answer a few more questions, and then I'll see you when I see you. When the membership, no. So if you're in the membership now, if you join the membership today, you're going to lock in $27 a month forever. Obviously, unless you cancel, and then when you want to come back, it's going to be higher. So yeah, you will lock in that price forever. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. All right, guys, I'll squeeze in one more question. Amazing. Thank you so much. Another proof point. Make sure you're collecting your social proof, guys. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a lovely evening. Bye.